Hey guys, welcome back to my channel The Curious Palate. This is Vidya Shivalingam and today we're gonna make a pan pizza from scratch. But don't get intimidated, the dough is as simple as making any bread. This is a simple veg pizza, but you can add any toppings of your choice. I will also tell you about how to store the dough for even up to months, so make sure you watch the video till the very end. Also, if this is your first time here, click on the subscribe button and the bell icon to learn more such amazing recipes. To make the pizza, there are two prerequisites, the pizza dough and the pizza sauce. We will be making both of them. If you are using store-bought dough and sauce, you can skip to this point in the video. I have mentioned the timestamps in the description box as well. Without further ado, let's begin with the pizza dough. Let's take a look at the ingredients needed to make the pizza dough. Heat water just until it's warm. Make sure it's not hot. Add sugar and mix it well. Once the sugar is dissolved, add the yeast and give it a quick mix. Set this aside for the blooming and activation. Meanwhile, let's prep the flour. To the flour, add salt and olive oil and mix them well. Never add salt to the yeast directly as it slows down the yeast activation. Let's look at the yeast. As we can see, this is activated. And how do you know that? See how this yeast mixture has turned cloudy and foamy on the top. This means that the yeast is activated. And if the yeast is not activated for any reason, throw this away and start afresh with a new packet of yeast. Pour the activated yeast to the dry flour mixture and mix it with a spatula or a spoon just until the dry and the liquid ingredients are combined. For detailed tips on making this dough, check out my recipe on garlic knots. The link is right up here. I have made the dough using the hand blender in that recipe, and today I will show you how to make it without one. Now transfer the dough to the countertop and knead it well. Now since we are doing this by hand completely, this is going to take somewhere around 10 to 12 minutes of kneading, and even if the dough is sticky, after kneading it for a while, it will stop sticking to your hands. So don't be in a hurry to add any additional flour. Just go on kneading the flour for a little longer, pushing it and stretching it away from you and pulling it back. Just after a few minutes of kneading, see how the dough has stopped sticking to my hands as well as the countertop. And if you're tired, feel free to take a break. The break will only help your dough get better. Make a nice round dough by pinching all the corners towards the center of the dough. It has been 10 minutes since I've been kneading this dough. Let us check if it is done now. See how the dough is rising back? This means the dough is ready for proofing. To rest the dough, take a large bowl, add some olive oil and place the dough in it. Make sure to coat the dough well on all sides. Cover this with a cling wrap and set it aside to rise. This should take somewhere between 45 minutes to an hour based on the amount of yeast added and the surrounding temperature. What we're looking for is for the dough to double in its size. You could also rest this in the refrigerator overnight or even up to 3 days. This helps in better flavor development. While we wait for the dough to rise, let's make the pizza sauce. Here's a quick look at the ingredients needed to make the pizza sauce. Here I have taken two types of tomatoes. The short and round ones are sour in taste and the tall ones are more on the sweeter side. I feel a combination of both of these works best for this sauce. Core these tomatoes and place them in a bowl. Carefully pour boiling water over the tomatoes and let them sit for a few minutes. Now let's remove the skin. See how easily it peels off. Blend the skinned tomatoes in a mixer jar to make the tomato puree. Now take a heavy bottom pan and add a few tablespoons of olive oil. Once the oil is hot, add finely chopped garlic and onions. Fry them till the onions become translucent. Add some freshly chopped basil and fry for a few more seconds. Then we can add the tomato puree and boil this for 5 minutes. If you don't plan on storing this sauce, then I'd suggest that you make only half its amount. After 5 minutes, add salt, some pepper powder, chili flakes and lots of oregano, and let this mixture simmer over for about half an hour to 45 minutes. We're looking for the sauce to reduce and become nice and thick. Our flavorful and yummy pizza sauce is now ready. Allow it to cool down and transfer it to an airtight container. The pizza sauce can be refrigerated for a couple of weeks or even frozen up to a few months. That's why I make a lot of it every time I make it. The sauce can also be used in various other recipes such as pastas and dips. Let me know in the comment section which recipe you want to see. The dough must have risen by now. Let's punch it and release all the carbon dioxide and knead it again for a second proofing. Dust some flour onto the countertop and transfer the dough onto it. Let's knead this dough one last time. This time we don't have to knead it for too long. Just make it into a round ball so we can measure it out evenly. Divide the dough into either 2 or 3 portions based on the size of the pizza base. Now roll the individual portions of the dough separately. The remaining portions of dough can be frozen for months. To do that, place the remaining dough on a baking sheet and let it freeze. Once it's completely frozen, transfer the dough to a Ziploc bag and freeze away. To use it the next time, let it thaw in the refrigerator overnight or at room temperature until the dough rises to double its size. The same dough can be used to make breadsticks or pita bread as well. Comment and let me know which one you would prefer, and we will set one aside for a second round of proofing. Remember to cover the dough with either a cling wrap or a wet kitchen towel to prevent it from drying. As the dough and sauce are ready, let's make the pizza. If you have a pizza lifter, then great, or just like me, you can also use a parchment paper as a replacement. You need anything that could help you transfer the pizza base easily just by sliding it. And to prevent the dough from sticking, add some semolina or some cornmeal onto this paper and place the dough over it. We are going to stretch the dough with our hands. Please do not use a rolling pin. I know many recipes show we can, but that gets rid of all the lovely air developed in the dough. Just poke and stretch the dough carefully to form the base. Keep the sides a little thicker to hold all the sauce and toppings in place. And if you feel adventurous, go ahead and do the famous pizza toss to stretch the dough. Just carefully keep stretching it until you reach the desired base size, and also don't worry about it being uneven. In fact, an uneven dough is better than a plain even dough for a pizza base. Transfer the base to a pizza stone or a baking tray just like mine. If you're going to make it on a pizza stone, then place it in the oven while it's preheating. Once the base is transferred, we need to work really quick. Spread a good amount of the pizza sauce while sparing the sides so that they can get nice golden and crisp. Top it with a good amount of mozzarella or a combination of mozzarella, cheddar and parmesan cheese. At this stage, you could also freeze the pizza and pack it in a Ziploc bag, and your frozen pizza will be ready. And when you want to have it, just thaw it at room temperature and bake it in the oven. Next comes the most interesting part, the toppings. The options for a pizza topping is an endless list. I'm going to go ahead and top my pizza with very simple veggies. Onions, capsicum, tomatoes, olives and jalapenos. Don't forget to season the toppings with some salt and pepper. To bake this pizza, you need a really hot oven. So preheat the oven at the maximum temperature yours can go up to. My oven goes up to 230 degrees Celsius and it takes about 20 minutes to get the perfect pizza, with the sides being nice and golden and the cheese being a little toasty. And also based on the oven, remember to place the pizza closest to the heating source. And if you ever want to reheat it, I would suggest you do it in the oven instead of a microwave. This way every slice is going to taste just like the freshly baked one. Slice your pizza while it's still hot and serve. Our homemade pizza from scratch is now ready. I hope you guys give this recipe a try and give it a thumbs up if you like it. Don't forget to leave a comment when you try this recipe. And make sure to subscribe to The Curious Palate for more such amazing recipes. Bye bye. Happy baking!